Hello, my friends. Welcome to Talk to Me Tuesday for Tuesday, August 22nd, 2023. This is Jennifer. I'm super excited to share with you guys that I did finish the border for my heirloom applique quilt. I'm still kind of toying with the name. Designed I designed the whole layout in EQ using the blocks that I already had, and then this border I actually paper pieced this, and I had such a fun time. I did that. I did 85-90% of it at my friend Janice's house. My table worked out great, y'all. It was fantastic, easy to move in, easy to use, easy to move out. Perfect to go table. But yeah, so I paper pieced this while we were hanging out, and she was working on her stuff and I was working on my stuff, and I had already gotten all the pieces ready to go and gotten the pattern pieces ready to go, and so I just sat and paper pieced the whole time I was there. So if you look, this is rainbow order, and then when we get to purple, there's a black spacer, and then rainbow order, and then there are a couple of spots where I left a blank spot just to make the pattern work, and I actually really like that. So there isn't a blank spot on the top. There are a couple on the side, there's one on the bottom, and there are a couple on this side. Um, I love this quilt top so much. It's so much brighter and happier than I expected it to be based on the blocks I started out with. I would definitely make this quilt layout again with different blocks. I like it so much. I did a lot of little projects last week. This was Saturday and Sunday. I did a lot of little projects last week. I did finish the 2 pairs of pajama pants I showed you guys last week. I'm not going to show you guys those because you've already seen 3 pair of them and they're all the same. So I'm done making pajama pants for my husband. Had a good time with that. He's really enjoying them, and that makes me very happy. I am not going to be using the pattern I bought for myself because I took it out of the package. It was not cut. It's a brand new pattern. Not only is there not a pocket for that pattern, there is nowhere to put a pocket because the leg piece is all one piece. So it's just the inside seam and the crotch seam. So if anyone would like a pajama pattern that has no pockets, let me know and I'll drop it in the mail to you. Otherwise, it's going to go back to Austin Creative Reuse and I will try something else. Not last weekend, but weekend before last, my husband asked if I could make some little zipper bags for him. He's got a business trip coming up. And when he flew internationally last year, he was starting to feel poorly on the way home. And I don't know if you guys remembered, but like my entire household ended up having COVID after that international trip. But because he was kind of feeling tired and gross, he forgot some of his stuff on the plane. And it was like these little zipper bags I had made him with just some little things that, you want to have on your person when you're traveling. Nothing valuable, just, probably the most valuable things were the actual bags that I had made for him. But I just remade those, and so he will have new ones for his next trip. So he brought me this, which is a bag he had, a little zippy he had purchased, and this one I had actually made maybe 2021, maybe 2020, because I was sewing in the garage. I don't remember. It doesn't matter. But I made this one for him, and so he wanted one like this and 3 like this. So we've got 3 of these, and all the zippers are actually just a little bit different colored because I just used what I had, and those were all of my neutral zippers. I don't think I have any more now. I have a big bag that's like just stuff I bought at thrift stores. I think Jeannie sent me some. I'm pretty sure my friend Janice gave me some, but these were most of my neutral ones, and so I have 3 of these, and I will just turn this inside out for you guys. This is just, there's no lining, and then I serged around the edges so that they're just finished. It's really simple. This is a sort of a canvasy fabric. I make a lot of stuff for him out of this. I actually just ordered some more because they haven't had it at my local Joann's, and I found it on their website and ordered a couple more yards because I never know when he's going to want like a little Poptra bag or whatever. And they all match because they're all made out of this. And this one is a bigger version of this one because this is the zipper I had, and I said I had this zipper, actually a 3, and I was like, it can be smaller or it could be a different kind of zipper but the same size, or it can be bigger and the same kind of zipper. So There we go. And I did the same thing with this one where you've got serge seams on the inside. It's very simple. This one's nice because you can lay it on its back and just open it and access whatever's in there. Those were fun. It took me a couple hours. I made them all just sort of like chain pieces back to back to back. Other small projects I worked on, and these are super small, very fast. I will put a link in the description to where you can find this tutorial. You almost don't need it. It's so simple, but I mean, if you want it, it's another Soak and She, which is the same website I used for the KitchenAid cover. And I did this one first. This is made out of layer cake squares, so 10-inch squares. I think Sarah in Houston sent me these because or actually dropped them off, because at one point last year she dropped off a whole bunch of stuff after she cleaned out her stash, and there was a partial layer cake that I put in my stash because it was my colors. And so this is meant to be reversible, but the tutorial has you turn the edges, like turn these edges under and sew it, and I didn't want to do that, so I pillowcased it. So mine has a seam. Mine has like a little seam on the inside where I closed it because I wasn't going to hand sew it or whatever. So this has been extremely useful. I took it on my sew date, which is what I made it for, and it was where I put my little scraps of fabric as I was trimming my paper piecing. And because I made this one, I decided I wanted to see if I could make it smaller. So I made this one. This was made out of 8-inch cut squares that I just had in my my pre-cuts, because every once in a while, let me show you my scrap bucket. So this is my scrap bucket, and I throw just random pieces in here, and it's getting pretty close to full. And usually what I will do is when it gets full, I go through it and I cut everything into usable pieces as big as I can. So sometimes it's 2.5-inch squares, sometimes it's 5-inch squares, 6-inch squares, whatever. And then I have all of those pre-cuts set aside for future sewing projects. They were very useful when Jules came last year and we had our BFF retreat at my house, and I pulled all of that out and we both plundered it for our own projects. And so I'm getting close to needing to do that again. So that is where these pieces came from, my pre-cuts that I made from my own scrap bin. And this was really fun. It's the same exact thing, but 8-inch squares. I think you could probably make this from, 4-inch squares. It would just be very small. This one, and you can tell that I used this one more as a trash can. It's got like little threads and pieces of paper and stuff in it. And I also had this one on my sew day. Interestingly enough, my little to-go iron fits really nicely in the bag made from the 8-inch squares. So I think I'm gonna make another one and put Insulbrite in it so that I can use it as like a hot bag. So if my iron hasn't had time to cool off, but I need to transport, I can just put it in a little hot bag. One of the casualties of the preparing to move clean out was my 30-plus-year-old bucket. I had like a 32, 33-year-old bucket that I'd had, believe it or not, I got in high school. And this bucket was like, I mean, it was a bucket. It wasn't anything exciting. I used it to mop with, I used it to clean with. I put stuff in it and donated it because I was like, it's had a good life for me, someone else can have it. And then I was just going to get a new bucket. Well, it took me a while, but I finally got a new bucket. I went to Target, they had one that was just a plain bucket, and it was gray and so not pretty and so just kind of a little, my old one was blue. So I decorated it. So these are designs I found on Design Space. I do have a subscription, so I'm not sure if these are free or if they're free with your subscription, but I just decided to put some vinyl on it and make it a little bit more cute. So I love this one, but I think this side's my favorite. So I think that's plenty. I should probably end with telling you guys that I hadn't been feeling great, and I'd had a doctor's appointment recently and my thyroid medication got doubled, which is why I have so much energy right now. Yeah, so if you're feeling off, maybe go have a checkup. You guys have a really wonderful week. Have a crafty week. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're staying crafty. I would love to see what you're working on, any way you would like to share it. And I will see you guys next week. Bye.